That's not what I'm talking about, though, and that's not why I called. I called because privatization gives an incentive for whoever is working in a government.
Okay, so can we talk about that? I mean, I heard the point, and I'd like to talk about it.
Well, Blaine finish his point.
He's already made the point.
To keep the cost down.
He said that at the beginning. So
that they can maintain the contract to have their business.
Yeah. I understand the argument. So this is it. I have to take exception to your central assumption, which is that, as you put it, government workers do not have incentive to keep costs down. I mean, there's no basis for that statement. In fact,
what fool there is a basis?
Hold it a second. Wait a second. Now hold it a second, Blaine. You know better than that.
Private company.
The government has no
Blaine.
Blaine,
how about this, man?
If
the department gets the word, okay? This is what your budget is. Get the job done.
That's not what we're
talking
about.
That's called keep costs down.
If Barry works for the government, if Blaine works for the government, and Richard works for the government, and guess what? Richard's an A player, okay? He's doing a hell of a job. Blaine just happens to be a B player. Barry, no disrespect, I'm sorry to use you as an example. Let's say you're a C player. When it comes to dole out the steps and the raises, they're right across the board the same. It promotes mediocrity. It promotes, unfortunately, as Richard, the A player, may say, you know what, the hell with this. You know, Barry's the C player, and why am I coming in early, leaving late, working harder, and all this and that, when, you know, I've got time away from it. When it comes down to it, when it comes time to get the COLA or the pay raise or the retire, I'm going to get the exact same thing as Barry's going to get if we're in the same position. Now, of course, you know, Richard's probably be aggressive, and he's going to go after promotional opportunities. But a lot of times, you get people like that are the C players. They get promoted by accident, or I should get promoted by default.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
I mean, I know that attitude's out there.
It's not an attitude, it's a fact.
No. In fact, it's the precise opposite of a fact, okay? What we just did... Excuse me. Let me say this. Excuse me. What we just did is last month is we conducted these 4 hearings. This is what we learned. I wasn't the only one that learned this. We all learned it, okay? These people are trying to do a good job apart from financial incentives. That's what we learned. And that's what we came to appreciate.
How'd you learn it?
I listened to the people. Okay. I mean, it was perfectly obvious. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'll give you an example of one that just happens to pop into mind. All right, and you know the guy, and we can talk about it. I'm not. For some reason, he just popped into my mind. That's that fella. His last name is Ensor. Okay. You know that guy?
Yeah.
Okay, and basically what he said, we've got 2 electrical inspectors for the whole county.
Yeah.
He said we're doing this through lunch. We're doing this, into the evening. What? 2 inspectors for the entire Frederick County? What? Okay. What? I mean, you think what? That you do that?
I'm just letting you talk. I'm not going to get into this issue when you get into specifics.
All right, well.
I can get into it off air, but I'm not getting into it on it.
All right, so you don't think that's a good example of someone who
No, I didn't say nothing. I just said you can make your point.
Well, I mean, there were plenty of examples. I mean, I remember the fellow that got up who works with the mass transit company, the county's mass transit. Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't know whether anybody knows this or not, but we've been getting these awards for how excellently we're performing this service. Now, this man was proud to be contributing to a mass transit effort.
Who said anything about the fact of how they were performing it?
No. In fact,
nobody was talking about
what you just went on in that kind of
redneck
drawl is you assume that the only way. Excuse me. This is the assumption. The only way, all right, to improve performance, all right, is to structure it financially, is to give people financial incentives. That is the assumption that you make, okay? And that's fine. I mean, to some extent that might be true. But in fact, what we learned during these 4 hearings is that it's not true.
Show me what extent that's different. Show me what
this is what's different. This is what's different. Okay?
Where?
And this is what we all grew to understand, all right? People working for the county care about the county.
No kidding. No one disputed that.
They care about...
Who disputed that?
They are performing. They are, as it were, keeping costs down. They are doing all of that.
Oh, yeah.
They are doing all of that.
You're right. We found $27 million at the peak of the budget back in 2009 to the day. $27 million. That gap has been closed, and what the taxpayers get? Jack squat.
I don't know what you're going on about, man. You know very well.
Jack squat.
Over the last decade, these departments have been contracting.
What taxpayers
and some other managing to do the same job.
What did they get?
What the taxpayers get?
Did he get anything? They gave you the damn money back, Barry.
No, hold a second now. Wait a second. What the taxpayers get, okay, is, a hell of a lot of county service. That's what they get, I mean, libraries and schools and road maintenance and snow removal and social services.
I will tell you that right there of the four.
That's what they get. That's what taxpayers get.
Of the four that you just mentioned,
water purification, health department.
Of the four of everything you've mentioned so far, except for maybe water for the water issue, is snow removal.
What about it, Blaine?
Now, when it snows, that's the number one complaint you get. When's my road going to be cleared? I will say that taxpayers, only because without question, expect for their taxes, they expect their road to be clear. Universal, across the board, of everything you just mentioned.
Well, I hear it, but in the context of this conversation, what seems to me what you're observing
is
that people take for granted the quality of the service.
Let's take a break, and then we'll be back. We'll take a phone call, and then Barry's going to be wrapping up here. And
you're going to usher me out of the studio.
No, I'm not going to.
It's no problem, Blaine.
All right, Frederick Air, Brian Mann, Steve Schmidt, Voso Financial Advisors, Think Local, Think Voso, Putman Plumbing and Heating, Marlene and Patrick Barley, and Hops Fisher Restaurant, Blaine Young, so certified Angus Beef, Endless French Fries, Fountaindale Auto Center, Auto Repair, 2-year unlimited mile warranty on all repairs. No one offers anything close to that. They're in Milltown. Also in Frederick on Wrightsville Road behind Bob Waltz Plumbing, NZ Kramer and Son with Craig Clark. Sound off at 6:20 and 8:50 a.m. with Morning Mayor Bob Miller. Blaine at BlaineYoung.com. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Barry Kissin, Frederick News Post columnist, right here on 930 WFMD.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk alone.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Blaine Young Show on 930 WFMD, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6, right after Rush Limbaugh, Barry's favorite program.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn Beck at 6, Michael Savage at 9. Barry, you got 2 minutes, so I'll give you the last 2 minutes to wrap up anyway. Barry wants to...
Check it out, Blaine.
Check it out.
Here's what I heard you say a few minutes ago. I want to take you up on it. You said, I wish people would engage in self-examination.
Sure.
I totally agree with you, man. I mean, and of course, the rules are this. When you engage in self-examination, all right, the point is not to sort of make people pay for it or use the exposure against them. The point of self-examination is to offer to the community an honesty and an objectivity. What I'd like to do in the future in your show, and I can come back in a month or whatever the heck you please, all right, is I'm happy to do some self-examination. I want you to do some self-examination.
1 month.
Fine. I want you to do some self-examination.
Okay.
I want you to think about these programs that you believe in, all right, that you've already admitted on this program are not driven by finances. And I want to think about them. Let's think about them and sort of take them apart and see if that's really where our heart and our minds belong. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you for stopping by. There he goes. Like Hansel and Gretel with his jug of water.